I think I didn't Loctite them last time I put them in. That's the key. Oh, I really want to get a transmission jack. Not transmission jack, a trolley jack. I've got a trolley jack, just a generic one, but it doesn't. At its maximum height is not enough to get an axle stand underneath, which has always been just a total waste of time, really. So I've got one of these, which it's a Land Rover one. They're a lot better, but I do need to get a proper jacking trolley. Although working out in the garden, not really going to have the same impact because I've got to carry it out of the garage. It's kind of opposite to the point of a trolley jack. One more. I bought this and I didn't have the original handle. I knew I'd be taking the hubs off, so these weren't on completely properly last time. Get in here and see what the hub's like. So, unfortunately, on the other side, one of these snapped because I replaced the diff from the locking diff that was in there, and I fitted a good used unit. So I had to take the drive member off, and on doing that, one of the bolts sheared, and that was a bit of a surprise. Never happened before. I've actually got one of them in there, just completely sheared off, driving my bolt, like that, which wasn't great. So I was like, oh bloody hell. So when I moved round to the front left, that was on the back left, when I moved to the front left, same thing happened, another one went, and that was after, you know, taking them off, doing them up, taking them off, you know, working your way out slowly. And it still happened because they just went in an instant. You can normally tell when a bolt's starting to stretch because it goes light. It goes weirdly light all of a sudden, but literally no warning. So once it happened on the other hub, I just went hell to leather on the other bolts, and another one snapped. So I've got 3 snapped drive member bolts on 2 hubs on the other side. So these hubs, I will be taking the brake disc off the hub and putting another brake disc on this hub and using the existing wheel bearings. On the other side, I've got a replacement hub, so I'll be fitting a new brake disc to a replacement hub and just taking off the entire hub assembly and swapping the wheel bearings over. That's at least the plan on that one. Oh, have I lost it already? Where is it? Oh, to be working in a garage. I know, it's on the breaker bar. I'm interested to see what the bearings are like. And what I did, I think I just reused the same staked nut, because this is a later axle. It's got staked single nuts as opposed to the adjustable nuts, which I'm going to try and reuse. I've never actually gone through the process of measuring with a dial gauge and using these nuts before, but I'm going to have a crack on this because I think they're generally better. Well, it's probably less error prone, so we'll give that a go. It's how it's designed to be used, so we'll do it that way. Ooh, nice and greasy. A little bit of a dribble there. Oh, I need some cardboard. Those brake discs, to be honest, don't look that bad. They are drilled and slotted. This vehicle did off-road a bit. You can see they're filled with mud in there. The brakes could probably be, a bit of use. They could, big spider. They could probably come back to life on this side. They're not actually too bad, but I think the other side is pretty bad because this side's got a brake shield. It seems to have kept some of the corrosion away, but on the other side it does look really bad. So you're not just going to replace one brake disc, you've got to do both. But actually that's for 7 years. Well, actually, to be honest, probably 10 years of hard, 400 miles it's been driven, probably 400 to 500 miles it's been driven in 10 years. That looks pretty good. Rusty. So these have got EBC green stuff pads on. I don't know if you can just see there, there's a bit of a lip. These are pressing in and then causing a lip to go over the top of the brake disc. Either like they're melting or they're just not aligned properly. This is the bit I hate. How to get a tool onto this socket with the spring in the way. Normally I would go with an extension through the spring, through here, but this one has got 130 helper springs in the way, which don't help at all. It's coming undone alright with the 2 spanner trick, although getting it back on and torquing it up properly is a bugger, because you can't torque stuff with a spanner. Maybe I've looked into crow's foot spanners and they are very limited with the sorts of sizes you can get. Moment of truth, those bolts are very rusty. Right. You're free. Could I recondition these calipers? Yeah, probably. They're not too bad, the ones on the back. I think the ones on the front might be worse, but you can see there's a lip on the brake pad in there. Alright, everything's now free. So we can our drive member off. Half shaft in there. Our big old 52mm socket. Let's break the nut. I did work on these ones before actually when I was in Zambia, and they were a bugger to work on. And I did revert to the double nut system because they didn't have a dial gauge there, so it would have been not impossible perhaps, but well, certainly getting access to the spacers would have been impossible right out in the bush. Okay, nut out. This might be the first time, well no, sorry, it won't be the first time they've ever been off because it's had these discs put on, but since certainly it was new. And now there is nothing stopping the hub coming off. There we go. That is nice. Nice. It's a bit grubby. The grease has gone a bit dirty, but that is smooth. There's a faint line on there, but can't feel that at all. Just stick a drive member bolt back in there because I'll take this off while I'm outside. Take the brake disc off. It's handy to have the wheel. No, they're not sounding that hot. Yeah, they feel like they're going to go snap, but they don't. These are pretty high grade balls, these ones, 12.9. Who needs power tools, huh? Let's see how well this comes off. If it does. No, that's going to be rusted on that. There's a bit of a gap opened up there. There we go. There we go.